Hey everyone! So today we are going to be doing something called Icy Orbs, which involves balloons, water, and turning it into a big ice circle. Let's get started. So for today's experiment, we are going to need one balloon, or two, or three, however many you want, a large, small bowl, depending on what you have, that can go in the freezer, a freezer, and a faucet and ice cold water. What we're going to be doing is filling up this balloon about halfway with nice cold water, putting it in that bowl, and then letting it sit in the freezer overnight. What should happen is our water, our liquid, will become a solid. It will become ice, and it'll be what we call an orb, so it looks like a big circle or a ball. And from there, we'll be able to put some food coloring on and salt and see how it crystallizes and kind of breaks back down. So what you need to get started is to make sure you find the correct faucet. My faucet in the kitchen does not have a spout, which I'll show you when we get to that part. So you need to make sure you have the correct type of faucet. So let's go. So as I said, part of this experiment is going to involve a faucet that has this kind of spout or end to it. If you don't have this inside or outside, it's going to make it a little bit harder to fill up your balloon. So what we're going to do is we're going to stretch out the top a little bit and wrap it around the bottom of the faucet, just like that. Make sure you're holding on with two fingers, and it's a really good idea to get help from an adult because sometimes our fingers, our hands aren't strong enough to put it around the faucet top. When you're doing this, be very careful, go slow. We're only going to fill the balloon up halfway with cold water. We're not going to use warm because that could pop it, so we want to use cold water. Okay, so what we're going to do is hold one side right up there and just turn on lightly our cold water. And we're gonna let it start filling up. I'm only gonna fill it up about halfway, trying to hold the bottom a little bit so it doesn't get too heavy. See how it's going? Ooh, it's getting pretty big. I would say I'm about halfway there. So I'm gonna turn off my cold water, pinch at the neck of my balloon. It's gonna pop off. See, it's about halfway. It's pretty decent. And I'm going to tie my balloon at the top. This is another good idea to get an adult because sometimes tying a balloon is really, really hard. All right, there we go. I made a great knot. There is my filled up balloon. All right, so we have now come back and have filled up our water balloon, or our balloon, about halfway full with water. So it looks kind of like this. Be very careful. If you drop it, you have made a water balloon and it will go everywhere. So that is up to your parent or sibling or whoever you are working with if you want to have a water balloon fight. If not, the next step, we're going to put our balloon inside our bowl, just like this. That's it. And we're gonna put it in our freezer. All right, so I have my water balloon and my bowl. Throw it all together. I'm going to find a spot that's flat and nothing's gonna hit or really move my bowl or balloon around. And I'm gonna put it in the freezer, and in 24 hours, I'm gonna come back and check it and share what I found with you guys. All right? All right, it's sitting, it's safe. Let's see what happens. Bye. All right, guys, so we waited 24 hours and your icy orb should be completely frozen now. As you can tell, I didn't do just one yesterday. I ended up doing 3. 1, 2, 3. They are rock solid. A little nervous, actually. So I'm going to gently take them out. Oh, look, they got a cute little bottom. And put them on this tray. It's a good idea when you do this that you're either going to leave them in the bowl you froze them in or put them on a tray because you're also going to need ice and food coloring. So let's gently take them out, hopefully. I'm going to put my bowls off to the side. All right. 1, 2, 3. That one's got a funky bottom. They are super cold. Now I did 3 because I ended up trying something a little different with my last one. Can't really remember which one that was, but I ended up putting food coloring in to my balloon before I filled it up with water. So one of them might come out not just looking like ice, but looking like yellow ice. So we're gonna see. So with the help of an adult, you're gonna get scissors and you're gonna cut that top off, like right where you put the knot. Just maybe throw it in the bowl, one of your bowls that you use, and you're going to rip the rubber off the balloon. You might need some help with the scissors to start it ripping. And oh, we opened up our yellow one first. Look at how cool that looks. I'm super proud of this. It's so cold. Again, I'm being very careful because I am using scissors. And we're gonna, wow. Guys, this looks so cool. So when we put ice in the freezer or water in the freezer, it turns into ice, right? Part of that is from the fact that water expands, so it kind of grows when it freezes. Look at that, guys. Look at how cool that is. So like I said, I did this. I put food coloring in the balloon and then I filled it up with water. So that's why that one looks like that. So let's see what our other 2 look like. I'm sure they look just as cool, even without the color right now. Look. Wow, have you ever seen such a perfect circle? Whew, so cold. Look at that. How cool. Oh, careful. Still a little. Look at that one. Pure ice ball, right? All right, last one. The big one. The one I did with you guys earlier in the video. Let's see if we can get it ripping off. There we go. Ooh. All right. It looks so cool. Look at these. How cool are they? I really like the yellow one. I think that's awesome. So the thing we're going to do is take our salt. The salt is actually going to break down the ice and it's going to look kind of cool. So I just have a normal salt shaker. Use whatever you want. I'm going to do it on this back one first. I'm just going to pour salt on it and see what happens. It should start melting the ice. Maybe not. I don't know. Reminds me a little bit of when we did ice cream a few weeks ago. The ice and mixture mixed with the salt makes it a lot colder, so I don't want to necessarily touch it. But I can already see a little bit of the ice starting to melt because of the salt, so I might actually take the top off and just put a lot more salt on. And this is why we experiment, to see what works and what doesn't. So I'm going to try and hold it up for you guys to see a little bit. So I have salt all on the top of there, and it's slowly starting to dissolve my ice. I'm going to take some of my food coloring I talked about. I have green. I'm going to maybe drop a spot or 2 on top. And just let it slowly do its thing and mix in as the ice starts to melt with the salt. And just do fun little designs on it. All right. So, like I said, part of doing a science experiment is just seeing what works and what doesn't. For some reason, our ice isn't really dissolving like I thought it would with the salt. I'm gonna try it on our yellow one and see what happens. If not, we just made super cool big ice balls. Let's see. Maybe the yellow one will do better for us. Not really, but that's okay. Yeah, that's the point of this, to try things and check it out. I'll show you kind of the top of it, so it's just covered in salt now. And it looks like it's starting to actually make it dissolve a little bit. It's got little cracks down the side. See, these little river cracks. Probably not, but it's very interesting. Well, there you have it, guys. I did put a link in the description below for an Icy Orbs page that you guys can make your own and try it out at home. Maybe you'll have better luck with the salt than I did. But in general, these were super cool to make. And if anything, you can make really cool, colorful ones that you can put outside in the yard and watch them melt outside. How cool would that be? Especially in this gorgeous weather that we're now starting to have. I hope you guys had a lot of fun with this one. I know it was a little long, but it was well worth it, right? Please go ahead, do it on your own, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.